The federal court postponed proceedings in Syed Saddiq's case today, with the verdict now set to be delivered on July 13th. Meanwhile, Puan Zarkashi has urged voters in Rangit to withhold their support for BN. Stay tuned for this and more on KiniNews. Muar MP Syed Saddiq Abdul Rahman will have to wait about 2 more weeks to learn his fate over criminal breach of trust, money laundering, and funds misappropriation charges. The federal court postponed today's proceedings as one of the presiding judges, Ruzima Ghazali, is on medical leave. Court of Appeal President Abu Bakar Jais, who appeared on the bench alone this morning, informed the parties that Ruzima is on medical leave today and tomorrow. He added that the court is ready with its decision, but due to this unfortunate circumstances, it will deliver the ruling on July 13th. The federal court was initially set to deliver its verdict today on the prosecution's appeal against Syed Saddiq's acquittal on charges linked to funds from Bersatu Youth. Syed Saddiq's counsel, Hisham Tek, described the postponement as unprecedented in his experience. Meanwhile, Syed Saddiq said he respected the decision and understood that it was unexpected.
Sorry, in your experience as a lawyer in all your years, have you ever experienced this before?
This is unprecedented. First time in our practice, first time in our experience.
Saya faham perkara ini memang tidak dijangkakan, sebab itu agak sukar untuk saya berikan apa-apa komen atau ulasan. It's not something which we plan, it's not something which is in the book. Cuma bagi diri saya secara peribadi, kes ni bukanlah kes yang baru. Sudah 6 tahun saya berentak untuk mendapatkan keadilan, untuk membersihkan nama saya, integriti saya, maruah saya. Kalau perlu menunggu lagi 2 minggu, saya akur dan patuh.
Parti Sosialis Malaysia has questioned the federal court's decision to postpone its ruling in Muar MP Syed Saddiq Abdul Rahman's case. In a statement, its deputy chairperson S. Aruchelvan asked why the judgment had to be postponed, arguing that if one judge was unavailable, the remaining judges could have proceeded. He also noted that the written judgments had already been prepared, adding that justice being delayed is the continued denial of justice. Aruchelvan stressed that the postponement was unrelated to Syed Saddiq, who had always been ready to proceed because he wanted to clear his name. Moving on to the Johor polls, former Johor State Assembly Speaker Puan Zarkashi has urged voters in the Rangit constituency to withhold their support for BN until 2 long-standing local issues are resolved. The issues are water supply disruptions and repeated breaches of the embankment in Kampung Berong Laut. In a Facebook post, Puan acknowledged that caretaker Johor Menteri Besar On Hafiz Ghazi is a leader who regularly visits the ground and has a busy schedule. However, he criticized On for failing to visit Rangit and see the issues firsthand despite repeated requests for him to do so. Puan said On should not pick and choose which areas require immediate attention, claiming that he has focused more on urban constituencies such as Skudai. On the water supply issue, Puan claimed that the appointment of a contractor to build a new water tank had been repeatedly delayed despite funding approval and the sites being secured. On the embankment issue, he said repeated breaches had damaged villagers' oil palm plantations, which would take 2 to 3 years to recover. He added that only 30 affected families had received compensation, while the rest were still waiting. With this, he called on Rangit voters to make the resolution of these 2 issues a condition before giving their support to BN. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. Elections are usually fought over who gets to govern. However, Brasama is shifting the focus to what an opposition can deliver. The parties aim to offer high-quality opposition representatives in the 56-seat Johor State Assembly. Rather than offering a manifesto, the party is asking voters to support a 5-point service pledge signed by all 15 of its candidates for the polls. One of the pledges focuses on practical constituency work, with candidates committing to hold monthly complaint counters and operates a digital platform for residents to raise raise local and national issues. Its candidates also pledged to safeguard residents from the impacts of industrial developments and identify and build public support for road upgrading projects requiring state and federal funding. Another one focuses on governance, with a promise to monitor the financial performance of the state government, statutory bodies, and state-owned companies to prevent leakages and the wastage of public funds. The strategy reflects a broader reality in Malaysian politics for smaller and newer parties. For them, winning power outright by contesting a large number of seats may be unrealistic. Instead, they may seek to demonstrate their value outside government through effective oversight and constituency service. For now, Brasama's approach offers another example of how political parties are adapting their strategies in an increasingly competitive electoral landscape. The Johor election could provide an early indication of whether that message resonates with voters. Head to MalaysiaKini.com to read all the pledges from Brasama and for more updates on the Johor polls. PAS's attempts to orchestrate a scenario that could lead to a BN Perikatan national government in Johor show the party's lust for power, said Amanah Secretary General Faiz Fatzil. He was referring to PAS Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man's call for PAS members to vote for BN in seats that Perikatan Nasional is not contesting. In a statement, Faiz said this signals that PAS is seeking a place in the Johor state government should BN emerge victorious. He said this poses a danger to the people of Johor as it could create instability in the state's administration. He also claimed that PAS had failed to manage PN effectively after it split with Bersatu, while still remaining in the PN coalition, and that the party's inconsistent direction demonstrates that it prioritizes power over principles. He questioned why, if the party is truly fighting for Muslim unity, it abandoned Bersatu in favor of UMNO after previously leaving the latter. Faiz said PAS forms alliances for the sake of power, arguing that religious justifications are crafted to legitimize its political goals. He added that PAS has also failed to present a comprehensive economic policy for Johor's development. BN will not interfere in matters involving the Royal Institution and the Negeri Sembilan Council of Justice and Laws ahead of the upcoming state election, said its chairperson Ahmad Zahid Hamidi. Zahid, who is also the UMNO president, said this was among the points emphasized during a meeting with the state's UMNO leadership as part of preparations for the state polls. He was quoted as saying by Bernama that they will never interfere in legal matters, particularly those involving the Royal Institution and the Council in Negeri Sembilan. Zahid added that BN's current priority is to ensure unity among party leaders and members at all levels in preparation for the upcoming Negeri Sembilan polls involving 36 state seats. He acknowledged that BN is expected to face a different political landscape compared with the previous state election. At the 15th state election, BN worked together with component parties in Pakatan Harapan, but Zahid said that approach will not be adopted this time. He stressed that what is important is the unity among leaders and members at all levels to face this election. Polling for the 16th Negeri Sembilan election has been set for August 1st. Next, we have a branded capsule brought to you by YTL Ilmu Chat.
You will be able to not just generate code, but you will be able to run the code as well. Just to create something like this, an app that tells how she should be training for the list of like customers that you want to send to, then it becomes a lot easier. One of them is coding, second is deployment, right? So this just streamline everything.
What began as a live demonstration soon revealed a bigger ambition. At its latest launch event, YTL AI Labs unveiled new updates to Ilmu Chat and a strategic partnership with Yes, bringing Malaysia's homegrown AI platform to more than 3 million users nationwide.
Generative AI is very different in the sense that it is able to understand what you are talking about from your natural language, from BM, from English, from Chinese, Tamil and whatnot, right? So it becomes really important for generative AI technology to be contextualized. So which means that it understand and prioritize what the user are doing on a daily basis, how they live their life.
Live demonstrations gave guests a first-hand look at how Ilmu Chat helps create content, build applications, and simplify everyday tasks.
You have a Ilmu Chat that is able, that you can craft messages and automatically connect to WhatsApp, and you will be able to send out to your favorite customers with different voice. Okay, and that is very important because Malaysia is a society that uses a lot of WhatsApp, not just personally, but in a business setting as well. Our North Star is to be able to advance Malaysia into an AI-driven country. And with that, our immediate objective is to get Ilmu Chat into the hands of every single Malaysian, and that's why we have a free plan. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to use Ilmu Chat if you want to.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.